Okay. Hi, I'm Paul Crabtree, and I want to go through and talk to you about the Hollowing King and its caliper and how to adjust it. I know in other DVDs I explain how to do it and I show it and everything, but I want to come at it a little different this time, and perhaps people out there can understand it a little bit better. It's an HK75, and this is, of course, all set up for demonstration purposes. Now, when you're hollowing a vase and you can't get your fingers down there, you can't see and everything, you have to rely on the calipers. You just have to. And that seems to be where people are having a little bit of difficulty, is having the confidence in the tool to do its job as it's designed to do. But know this, that this tool will do its job as long as the operator does their job. And I still prove that to myself when I mess things up a little bit. But anyway, and the only time that I mess things up is when I don't follow the instructions, okay? It's never because something isn't working right. This tool works right all the time as long as the operator does. Okay, so we have this little vase set up here, and we've been hollowing it out. And so we want to finish out and remove material that's colored in black here, okay? So along here we will do this. Now, first of all, we've just finished doing this little section here. And now we'll move on and we'll do this section over here. Now, this tool can be used for this little vase, but also an HK58 can be used for it also. The adjustment is so that we can come in here. We've got it adjusted so when I remove the material, it's going to be about as thin as right here. So in adjusting the tool itself, what is really necessary is just the fact that there is a invisible line between the tip of the spring and the blade, that the part of the blade that's the closest to the spring. So what we want to do is we want to set it up so we're right across from this. Now, I have a little bit of leeway in here, but it's also pretty tight for this tool. The tool can make it, but it's going to be tight. So what I'll do here is I would adjust this blade like this, and that'll give me just a little bit more. Now I'm going to have to bring back the tip of the spring to get the proper thickness. So, as you can see now, I'll be right across I'm right across there, and I have the spring adjusted out a little bit too much. We'll bring that in, and so that'll work real well for cleaning this out. Now, as I go down here, I could probably clean out down to about here. And as you know, the spring will ride down on the wood until the thickness gets down to where I want it. So it's going to ride down like this, be held down by the wood, and then when it comes up into position, then I know that I have taken enough material out and it's time to move on. Okay, so then let's say we have this piece or this little section done here, and we want to come down here. So how I do this is I make sure the shaft of my tool will fit into the opening, okay? And then I look over the top, and when I can see that the shaft fits into the hole and the blade is going to come down here where I want to work, then I can adjust my caliper. Don't be discouraged if you don't get it the first or second time. Even takes me 3 times sometimes, even now, just because I have looked at something and not seen it quite as it is, I guess. But anyway, you don't have to worry about how long it's taking you to adjust it, because you're only going to be inside for about 5 seconds anyway until spring comes back up into position. So again, I make sure my shaft is in the hole, my blade is on the side of the piece, and that I am perpendicular to this invisible little line here. So let's turn this back over and see how I did. Okay, so everything looks like it's a go. I can clean out down to here, and then when I'm finished cleaning out down here, there's going to be a little bit of a berm left right in here. You can either leave it or you can take it out. Now, if you want to take it out, you can turn the lathe off, put the tool in here inside, and you can go back and forth. Like, it's easy to feel that little bump with the tool. So now I can go back and forth. I can feel that bump in there. I can just bring the tool back out just a little bit from it, turn the lathe on, and take it out. Take out half of it. And then you turn off the lathe, you clean it out, and you look at it again and make sure that you're not too deep, and you go from there. You don't need to ever get in a hurry with this tool, because it's aggressive enough as it is. The main thing is to keep the tool, or excuse me, the main thing is to keep the blade sharp at all times. And you can look at other videos to see how that's done. I want to do a recap on setting up this caliper, because the caliper is the essence of this tool. This is what makes this tool tick. Anyway, each time you move from one area to another, you need to readjust the caliper. Now there's nothing that is complicated about it. It's just simply that you fit the shaft through the hole. You make sure that while the shaft is through the throat of the vase, that the blade can actually hit where you want to cut it, okay? And then the other thing that's very important, and this all goes in together, you know, it's like 3 points, just like aiming a rifle or a pistol. You have the rear sights, front sight, and then the object that you're going to the target. So here you have rear sight here. This fits through here. You have the front sight, and then down here you have the target. So you put this target right in between here. Let's do an X, just a simple X. And that X is complete because there's a an invisible line between the blade and the tip of the spring. That's the invisible line. The tangent line or the contour line is the edge of the piece itself. So that has to make an X there. Now, when we set this caliper up and we have everything in line, the shaft is right, the blade is in place, so is the tip of the spring, then we can roll this, we can go through, we can put it in, we can turn the lathe on, and we can actually remove the material we want to without removing too much. It's just that simple. Do not overcomplicate it. You'll get yourself in trouble that way. So there's other things to look at in doing a vase. If your vase is a little bit taller, maybe thinner, maybe a smaller bottom, maybe you want to leave a little bit more meat on the bottom. It's all well and good. And also remember, when you're on the bottom, you're below center. When you're on the side, you're a little bit above center with the blade. So it's when you do just 2 or 3 or 4 vases, little simple vases like this, you're going to catch on what I mean. You can feel what your tool's doing. If you're above center, below center, you can hear it if you're where it's at. And with just a little bit of practice, you're going to get to know the sounds and the feel of that tool, and you're going to become a very, very professional vase maker. So that's all there is to it. Thank you very much. And again, if you have any questions, go to toolsbycrabtree.com and you can ask me questions there. Also the phone number of the company's there, things like that. So happy hollowing, and hope to be hearing from you. Thank you.